So, guys, it's been a long time since I've done a video. It's been like an entire 2 weeks. I'm not even going to lie. I have the new haircut, the classic Atlanta Braves stuff on. However, I have my baseball stuff on today because I have to talk about some crazy stuff that's been going on in the MLB. The trade deadline is just upon us, and the San Diego Padres have absolutely shocked me. Now, of course, everybody was asking before the trade deadline, where's Juan Soto going to go? Juan Soto does not want to be on a rebuilding Washington team. Juan Soto does not want to be there. He does not want to be out in the NL East competing for a team that really can't compete, to be quite honest with you. However, Juan Soto had a lot of questions. Now we have our answer. Juan Soto has been traded to the San Diego Padres. Man, it's a huge trade. But of course, before I get into this video, like, subscribe, turn notification bell. You guys help me out a little bit. But of course, without further ado, let's get right into this video. Now, of course, going into the full trade details. Now, of course, Juan Soto and Josh Bell, aka his teammate, they were traded for Luke Voigt, Robert Hassel III, C.J. Abrams, James Wood, Jarlin Susana, and Mackenzie Gore. All those players for a superstar in Juan Soto and a pretty solid player in Josh Bell. Now, of course, going to the stats, and by the way, I think both of these guys are really, really going to help the Padres. The Padres look like an absolute super team with the addition of Juan Soto, but I'm going to get into that later. Now, of course, Juan Soto so far, he was an all-star this season, 84 hits, 21 homers, 46 ribbies, 91 bases on balls, which is the league-leading statistic, and he's played 101 games. Now, of course, the Padres also traded for Josh Bell, and while Josh Bell isn't some sparkling name, not everyone's going to be like, oh my gosh, Josh Bell is the world's greatest baseball player. No one's going to say that. However, Josh Bell is respectable, bro. Like, the guy's put up some nice stats this year. 113 hits, which is more than his counterpart, Juan Soto. 14 home runs, 57 ribbies, and 103 games, which leads the league. He has played every game this season. These are two huge additions for the Padres. The Padres, as I'm going to state later, they compete in a crazy division. A ridiculous division. Their division features, of course, most notably the LA Dodgers, who right now are about to be a 70-win team. They have 69 wins as it stands right now. Of course, San Francisco has been a little doo-doo this year. They haven't been too great, but they're San Francisco, man. They could easily go on some crazy run. I mean, they won like 100+ games last year, so who knows? Maybe they'll go on some crazy run this year. The point is, the Padres are in a very tough division, and with this trade, they might have just become the best team in that very tough division. Now, of course, going to some stuff, what does this mean for the Padres? Now, of course, Manny Machado, Juan Soto, and a possibly healthy Fernando Tatis, a guy who's been completely forgotten about this season, are three absolutely legit MVP candidates. I mean, Juan Soto, of course, one of the best young players in the entirety of the league. Manny Machado is a perennial MVP candidate. The guy goes to all-star games. Manny Machado has been doing his thing ever since he's gotten to the Padres. And we all know what Fernando Tatis is capable of. He quietly, very quietly, led the NL in home runs last year. If Fernando Tatis can get healthy, even at the end of this season, but especially going into the next season, boy, you can count on it. These three players, this big three, is going to be absolutely amazing. Now, of course, going into more Fernando Tatis and some things that I think this team is capable of going forward. Now, if Fernando Tatis, let's say next season comes around, right? Hypothetical. And Tatis manages to stay healthy the whole season. I think this Padres team, with the addition, their new addition of not only Juan Soto, but also Josh Bell, I think this team can make the National League Championship Series. I think they can definitely do it. And I do think they can make the World Series. Maybe they can win the World Series. Who knows? Now, the World Series is a far cry. It's a long ways away. I don't even know if I was born the last time the Padres made the World Series, to be quite honest with you, but it's definitely a possibility. Now, of course, this team, once again, super hard division, feature the Dodgers, who have 69 wins, along with some solid teams like San Francisco and the San Francisco Giants. Now, of course, the Giants, like I said earlier in the video, they've been hot garbage this year. The Dodgers are a different story. They have quite possibly every single player under the sun, and they also just got a major power hitter in Joey Gallo, who many forget literally went to the All-Star game just last year. He's played a little poorly this season, hasn't been great, but he hasn't been absolutely garbage. I mean, the guy's still a great power hitter, so who knows? Maybe the Dodgers can make something out of that. And as a Braves fan, I sincerely hope not. because I am not a big Dodgers fan. The Dodgers have absolutely tormented me over the last couple of years. And of course, besides last year's where the Braves have won. But enough about me and my Braves. We're on the Padres right now. So, of course, going down to my last little note. On paper, I think going into really the division, especially the Padres, that NL West division, I think the Dodgers on paper still look a little bit better and a little bit more balanced than the Padres do as of right now. However, with the addition of Juan Soto and a Fernando Tatis comeback being possible this year, I think it gives the Padres a great chance to be contenders for years to come. Let's look at ages here. Juan Soto is not even 25 years old yet. Fernando Tatis, he's nowhere near 30. He might be younger than 25 as well. The Dodgers, I'd say they're in a little bit of trouble if you ask me. I mean, they're an older team. They're not a very young team. This Padres team is young, they're hungry, they're full of energy, and they just made a huge blockbuster deal. Now, God forbid if Juan Soto decides to leave, then this is going to look absolutely horrible. Because then you would have given all that away for practically only less than half a season of Juan Soto. But pray to God that Juan Soto stays in San Diego. I'm low-key wanting him to stay in San Diego, man. I think it's going to be really exciting. Juan Soto is one of my personal favorite players. And, man, this is a huge trade for the MLB. A lot of other stuff has ended up happening. I mean, my Braves, we extended my boy Austin Riley, NL MVP. I'm just going to hype him up right now on my channel because it's what I want to do, y'all. I'm a huge Braves fan, so I'm going to hype him up. The NL MVP got a $200 million plus contract, 10 years. So my boy Austin Riley is staying in Atlanta, which is really good. So the NL looks really good in the next upcoming year. It's going to be really exciting to see who can win these championship series, go to the playoffs. It's going to be great. I'm really excited for it, if you cannot tell. But, of course, that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn the notification bell. You guys help me out a little bit. I know school just started for some of you guys. I might start a clothing line. I'm not really sure. I'm getting all the tinks and stuff down. And, of course, some of this stuff takes money, so we're raking that up. My McDonald's check is kicking in case you guys don't know, I work at McDonald's. So, you guys, go hit me up. My check is kicking in right now. So, of course, without further ado, I wish you nothing but the best. Stay loved, stay blessed, and without further ado, I'm going to end this video. Thank you for watching.
I am lost.